What could be the cause? In the small Nigerian village of Olowogbo, there lived a family with a peculiar problem. Mr. and Mrs. Is had a son named Emeka, who was unusually fat. No matter how much he ate or exercised, Emeka's weight never seemed to decrease. The villagers often gossiped about Emeka's size, wondering what could be the cause. Emeka was a kind and gentle boy, but he struggled with his weight. His size made it difficult for him to join in the games his friends played, and he often felt left out. Despite his cheerful nature, Emeka was deeply troubled by his condition. Mr. and Mrs. Is loved their son dearly, but they carried a hidden burden. They knew the secret behind Emeka's weight but were too ashamed to reveal it. This secret had been passed down through generations, and they feared the consequences of its revelation. One day, Emeka met a boy named Kolechi, who had just moved to the village. Kolechi was curious about Emeka's size but never teased him. Instead, he became Emeka's best friend, always supporting and encouraging him. Emeka loved visiting the village market with his mother. The market was a bustling place with vibrant colors and delicious smells. Emeka enjoyed helping his mother with the shopping, but he couldn't help but notice the stares and whispers from the villagers. One day, as Emeka and his mother were at the market, Emeka felt a strange urge. His eyes fell on a pile of delicious-looking fruits, and without thinking, he slipped one into his pocket. His heart raced as he realized what he had done. Emeka couldn't shake the guilt of his theft. He knew stealing was wrong, but the temptation had been too strong. He worried that his parents would find out and be disappointed in him. Emeka decided to confide in Kolechi. He told his friend about the stolen fruit and how guilty he felt. Kolechi listened carefully and then said, "You should tell your parents the truth. They love you and will understand." With Kolechi's encouragement, Emeka gathered the courage to confess to his parents. He told them everything, expecting them to be angry. Instead, Mr. and Mrs. Is were supportive. They hugged him and told him that honesty was always the best policy. That evening, Mr. and Mrs. Is decided it was time to reveal the family secret. They gathered Emeka and his siblings for a family meeting. Emeka felt a mix of fear and curiosity. Mr. Is began, "Our family has a secret that we've kept for generations. It is the cause of Emeka's size and the struggles we face." He paused, looking at his wife, who nodded in agreement. Mrs. Is continued, "Many years ago, our ancestor, Obina, was cursed by a powerful sorcerer. Obina had stolen from the sorcerer, and in his anger, the sorcerer cursed our family. The curse made every firstborn son in our family unusually large and susceptible to stealing." Emeka and his siblings listened in shock. The curse explained so much about Emeka's size and his recent urge to steal. It also explained why Mr. Is and his brothers had always struggled with their weight. Mr. Is revealed that they had been searching for a way to break the curse for years. They had spoken to wise men, priests, and healers but had yet to find a solution. However, they had recently heard of a powerful healer in a distant village. Determined to break the curse, the Is family decided to visit the healer. Emeka felt a mix of hope and fear as they prepared for the journey. He was eager to be free of the curse but worried about what they might discover. The journey to the village of Uzoagba was long and arduous. The Is family traveled by foot, through dense forests and over steep hills. Along the way, they encountered various challenges, but their determination kept them going. When they finally arrived in Uzoagba, they were welcomed by Auntie Chioma, the healer. She was a wise and kind woman who listened carefully to their story. She promised to help them but warned that breaking the curse would not be easy. Auntie Chioma explained that to break the curse, Emeka and his family would need to undergo a test of honesty. They would each have to confess their deeper secrets and seek forgiveness from those they had wronged. Emeka was the first to confess. He told Auntie Chioma about the fruit he had stolen and how guilty he felt. Auntie Chioma nodded and instructed him to seek forgiveness from the market vendor. Emeka returned to the village market with his family. He found the vendor and confessed to stealing the fruit. The vendor was surprised but appreciated Emeka's honesty. She forgave him and even gave him a basket of fruits as a sign of goodwill. Next, it was Mr. Iza's turn. He confessed to a business deal he had manipulated years ago. He sought out the man he had wronged and apologized. The man accepted his apology, and they reconciled. Mrs. Is confessed to gossiping about a neighbor, spreading false rumors. She went to the neighbor and asked for forgiveness. The neighbor was touched by her honesty and forgave her. As each family member confessed and sought forgiveness, they felt a weight lift off their shoulders. Auntie Chioma explained that honesty had the power to heal and break the chains of the curse. Auntie Chioma gave the family one final challenge. They had to perform an act of kindness for someone in need, without expecting anything in return. This act would prove their sincerity and help lift the curse. On their way back to Olawogbo, the Is family encountered a traveler who had lost his way. They offered him food, water, and guidance, expecting nothing in return. The traveler was grateful and blessed them for their kindness. When the Is family returned home, they felt different. Emeka noticed that he was losing weight, and the urge to steal had vanished. The curse had finally been broken. The villagers were amazed at the transformation in Emeka and his family. They praised the Is family for their honesty and kindness, and the story of the curse and its breaking spread throughout the village. With the curse lifted, Emeka and his family felt free and happy. They embraced their new lives with gratitude and joy, knowing that honesty and kindness had saved them. Emeka continued to thrive, losing weight and becoming more confident. He excelled in school and made many friends. He never forgot the lessons he had learned about honesty and trust. Kelechi remained Emeka's best friend, always supporting and encouraging him. Their friendship grew stronger, and they became known as the inseparable duo of Olawogbo. The Is family's story became a legend in Olawogbo. Parents told their children about the importance of honesty and trust, using the Is family as an example. In honor of the Is family's journey, the village of Olawogbo established an annual Honesty Day. On this day, villagers would confess their wrongdoings and seek forgiveness, strengthening the bonds of trust in the community. Emeka grew up to be a kind and generous young man. He always helped those in need and never hesitated to speak the truth. His honesty earned him respect and admiration. Auntie Chioma visited Olawogbo to see how the Is family was doing. She was pleased to see the positive changes and praised them for their courage and honesty. The village of Olawogbo prospered under the values of honesty and trust. The villagers worked together, helping one another and building a strong, united community. As Emeka grew older, he became a leader in the village. He used his wisdom and experience to guide others, always emphasizing the importance of honesty and kindness. Emeka's story taught the villagers the power of forgiveness. They learned that forgiving others and seeking forgiveness could heal wounds and bring people closer together. In the center of Olawogbo, the villagers planted an honesty tree. This tree became a symbol of their commitment to truth and trust. They gathered around it every Honesty Day to share their stories and renew their vows of honesty. Emeka and Kelechi taught the next generation the values of honesty and kindness. They shared their experiences and encouraged the children to always be truthful and help others. Emeka grew up, got married, and had children of his own. He passed on the lessons he had learned to his children, ensuring that the values of honesty and trust would live on. Emeka's children carried on the family legacy, spreading the message of honesty and kindness. They became respected members of the community, following in their father's footsteps. The village of Olawogbo was transformed by the Is family's journey. Honesty and trust became the foundation of their society, leading to a harmonious and prosperous community. The villagers celebrated their success with an annual festival, honoring the Is family and their contribution to the village. The festival was a time of joy, unity, and gratitude. As Emeka grew older, he often reflected on his journey. He was grateful for the challenges he had faced, as they had taught him the true meaning of honesty and trust. Emeka shared his story with anyone who would listen, believing in the power of storytelling to teach valuable lessons. His story inspired many to embrace honesty and kindness in their own lives. The villagers of Olowogbo took an honesty pledge every year, vowing to live by the values of truth and trust. This pledge strengthened their commitment to these principles. One day, the descendant of the sorcerer who had cursed the Is family visited Olowogbo. He had heard of the village's transformation and wanted to make amends for his ancestors' actions. The villagers welcomed the sorcerer's descendant with open arms. Emeka and his family forgave him, and together, they performed a ritual to cleanse the village of any lingering negativity. The village of Olowogbo became a united community, bound by the values of honesty, trust, and forgiveness. They faced challenges together and celebrated their successes as one. Emeka's story is a timeless tale of the power of honesty, trust, and kindness. It teaches us that secrets can be overcome, and that honesty and forgiveness can lead to a brighter, more harmonious future. The village of Olowogbo will always remember the lessons of the Is family, ensuring that their legacy lives on for generations to come. I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, please like the video, comment, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more enchanting tales like this one. Goodbye.